All right, y'all, let's prep this garden bed. I started by tilling the garden bed because I didn't do this last time. I just put down cardboard and I've had quite a few weeds and Bermuda grass grow up through the cardboard. And so I thought I'm going to do an extra layer of tilling and see if this helps prep it. If you missed me building this garden bed, I have a video about building a 4 by 8 foot garden bed for under $100. And in this video, I'm also going to fill it as cheaply as possible. But go check that video out if you want to watch me build this garden bed for under $100, which is awesome. So I'm tilling the bed, and let me tell you, it's exhausting. It's hot here in Texas. The problem with doing a fall garden is that you're prepping at the end of summer, which is still really hot. Spring gardens, great, because you're prepping, at the end of winter, which feels wonderful. So after I tilled most of this, my husband and I went to go get the dirt. So if you go to a fill dirt site, it's going to be much cheaper. We got a yard of dirt or a whole truck bed for $50. This particular mix is called the Garden Pro Mix. It's basically 60% compost, 10% granite, 10% sand, and 20% sandy loam. So it worked out perfectly for this. I also may add a little bit of warm castings when I plant, or a little extra compost when I plant, but for a baseline soil, it's pretty good. From there, I laid cardboard down so as to help the weeds and the grass not grow through, and I always wet my cardboard after I lay it down. This just helps it lay flat and helps it not peel up on the edges when I start to lay the dirt down. So I got all my pieces in pretty good. I scooped a wheelbarrow full of manure from our horses that had been pretty much broken down and composted already. And so I'm just going to put a wheelbarrow full at the bottom. You could also do a wheelbarrow or few of leaves, of other manure, of other compost. You can put sticks down as your base layer to break down over time. Something that's a little bit of a filler for your dirt. And then from there, we started doing wheelbarrows full of fill dirt. This was the longest part of the process. This took us probably 40 minutes to wheelbarrow all of the fill dirt into the garden bed box. And we used the whole truck bed full of dirt. So we used the whole yard of dirt in this garden box, and it was the perfect amount. So if you're filling a 4 by 8 garden bed, you probably need a truck bed full. Now, if I did bags of garden soil, this project would be much more expensive. So if you have the option, I highly recommend getting a truckload full. So here's what I'm going to plant this fall. I'm going to plant, for my root vegetables, I'm going to do some radishes and some beets, potentially some garlic, depending on space. For root vegetables, you can also do carrots, but they need pretty sandy soil, and I don't really necessarily want to mess with that, so I'm not going to do carrots. I did carrots like 2 falls ago, and I planted a ton of seeds, and I got like 2 pretty good sized carrots, and I thought maybe I'm not into carrots yet. So that's for root vegetables. Then I'm gonna do some broccoli, Brussels, and cabbage. You can also add cauliflower in there as well. I'm not a huge fan of cauliflower, so I'm gonna skip that this year. You can also do bok choy or something like that. I'm not gonna mess with that this year. Again, I plant what I love because of the space and the time and all that. For my leafy greens, I'm gonna do kale, lettuce, Swiss chard, spinach, and arugula. So I'm going to do a whole half of a bed or so of just kind of a salad mix for all of my fresh greens. And then for herbs, for my fall winter herbs, I'll do parsley and cilantro. And Texans, we love cilantro, so I can't wait for that. And then lastly, for my flowers that I just love to have in my garden beds year round, I'll do pansies and snapdragons and some calendula. So those are what I am going to personally plant in my garden beds. And there's some tried and true plant combinations, and I'm going to leave everything that I'm planting below in the description, as well as what I'm going to companion plant to kind of help with some of the pests and just the tried and true combinations that have worked below in the description. If you like this video or like following along with any of my videos, please give me a like, give me a comment, let me know what you think, and of course subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching and tuning in, and I really appreciate you.